always struggling with your team members to get them to send you reports after every day's work, then I have the perfect system that you should set up today. So this automation is going to send the previous day's activities in a dashboard report to your channel on Slack. So let me just show you how to create this. Of course, you can change some of these things, but this was what a client directly requested. So I just thought to come up here and show some of the women in business that might also be interested in a setup like this. So for this, we are going to use make.com. So make.com is free to use, so you can simply just sign up on make.com for free. Once you sign up, this is what the dashboard looks like. So simply just click on create scenario, and it loads up for you. So the first thing you want to have is a database where your team and yourself don't cater. So sales data, what the AdSense was saying, what the reports were saying, all of that you can just dump it there. Maybe your marketing team always go in there to dump it in. Oh, this is what the analytics is like for today and all of that. So we are going to use database as that. We are going to use Airtable, as that database. So what are we going to do? We are going to search for roles. That's going to be our first module, and of course you add your connection here. Just simply click on add, and to that redirect you to add your base, which you just have to. If you don't know how to do that, maybe I can do another video on that, but I think it's very straightforward to do. So you pick your table here, which in my case is called summary, and you are going to pick what you want it to output for. You can just leave everything. I just like to leave everything, because that's what is going. So the next module is going to be the module that sets the time. So you want it to only send you reports of the previous day. You are not, unless you're trying to do like monthly reports, but in this case, let's do daily reports. So you want it so you want it to send you a report of the previous day's work, the ad spend, how much it was spent on, what was it click through, what was it, all those kind of stuff. So that's why we are going to set a variable. So we come to tools, and we set a variable. So this variable is going to be called fetch date. And this is what the variable is going to look like. It's going to, we want it to pass what it's going to be like. Okay, oh shit, I keep pressing the wrong things. So just for reference, this is what my database is looking like. So I have to update this because, like I said, I need it to give me something that happened yesterday. I want it to give me yesterday's report. So I'm going to, today is currently 18, so I'm going to change this to 17. I'm going to change this to 16. I want it to return only one, and the rest is fine. So if I come back here, what I want to do is to set this. Let's save this and run this to see what you are going to get. 12. So that means I didn't get one of my dates correct. So this is, let's do right now 18, 20. I save this and let's run it again. I want to get 1 as my answer. Yeah, so I now have 1, and that's the second one, the first one rather. So we save this. So the next thing that we want to do is that we want to create a dashboard. We want to create an image. We wanted to use data that we have to create an image. The tool that we are going to use for this is called Banner Bear. So yeah, so all you have to do is just come in here, right? Once you are on this dashboard, this is what the dashboard looks like. So what you have to do is just create a template like I did. This is a template that I created that I work with. So this is the template, and you can just go in here and edit it to whatever data you want it to represent, and then you just save it and you use it in your automation. So if we come back here, we want to create an image, so we are going to search for that banner there. So you come down here and you pick create an image. So I already have my own connection, but if you don't, just click on add, and if you come here to the banner there, you're going to click on this and you'll be able to see your own API key. I don't want to click on mine because it's just opening. So once you click on this, you will get your own API key and you just have to come in and feed here and save and you are good to go. So the next thing you want to do is select your templates, and the templates are these ones here. So that's what you're going to see here. So if you do this, that's what you see. But to me, my own template that I want to use for this is this first one. So you go in and then you write down the layers that you want to update. So here's what I mean. If I come here and I do edit template here and I click here, you're going to see the names of each of these layers, right? And they are called layers. If you come here, that's what they're called. So what you want to do is copy the name of this layer, and that's the names you want to see here, and whatever you want to update it to. So the text is what you want to change. You want to change the text to, this is revenue, so you want to change the text to show this. We don't want to change anything. We don't want to change the background or anything like that. So we are okay with how that looks. So we add another item and you go here and you search for the name of the other one. What is this called? So this, we call this. So you copy the name, you come in here and you put it the way it is. So you do text is profit. So that's what we want to do, profits, and you enter it, unique visitors. Why are we entering it? Because this is how it looks. So you want it to be like this, exactly. So what's the next thing that we want? We want total clicks. So you come down here and we do clicks, and that's all we want to change there. So we add another item, and what's the next thing we want to do here? We want to do this, which is yesterday's ad spend. That's another item we want to change. So we come here, we write the name, and the text that we want to have is being ad spend. And that's all. So we come down here again to we come down here again and then we pick this is called yesterday sale. So just copy the name and put it here, and the text is called yesterday sale. So you want to come here and do yesterday sales, and you add another item here. And what haven't we done? I think that's everything that we need. Revenue, this, that, and we are done. So we don't need this again, and that's all we need here. So we save this, and of course always remember to save. So the next thing we want to do is to make it sleep. This is not really a necessary step, but I just feel like because it's doing all of this work generating that image, I want it to rest for like 10 seconds before it continues, just so it will not lag or run into any kind of errors. So I want it to sleep, but of course you can remove this if you don't want it to sleep, but I just want it to sleep for like a second or two. So I'm going to do for 10 seconds before we move to the next step, which is going to be getting the image. So it has generated the image. You need to get the image now so that you can get the URL of that image. So that's what you want to do. So you just want to get this. So if you generate the image, it's going to create this. So this is what you pick here. That's all you need so that it can get so that I can get the image details as well as the URL for you. So the next thing is that you want to update the Airtable with the image details as well, but you can remove this if you don't want it to put this unnecessary data in your database. You only just want to see it with your team. You don't want it to put it in the database. You can remove this step, but let's just leave it there let's just leave it there for the sake of this tutorial, I guess. So the record ID is going to be here, and what you want to add is the image URL, which is going to be here, and you get the image, so you save it. The next thing you want to do is to be able to download that, use an HTTP to download that image, because that image is now living as a URL, if you get what I mean. So if you try to send it, it might just send only the URL, right? Because your platform because Slack or your messaging platform does not have like direct access to get that image. It's only going to show a URL. So that's why we need an HTTP to download that image and have like a normal image that is just going to drop on your messaging channel. So the next module that we need is going to be an HTTP, and we want to be able to download a file. So we want to download this image right here, and we want to save that. So you save this, and the next thing you want to do is to send it to your Slack, to your channel on Slack. So you can substitute for any other channels that you use, say WhatsApp, Telegram, Facebook, whatever channel of communication that you and your team do use. So what we want to do is we want to send them message. Of course, go ahead and establish your connection. You can switch for any connection here. And then the channel name, I like to select from the list just so I don't make a mistake. So this is what the channel is called. So you see, it automatically maps that file for us. And so what we have to do is, what we can do is, this is yesterday's report. This is a report or this is the report form so we go ahead and add the dates that we have here, and then we save. Right, we save everything. So now what we do is that we run this to see if we have any issues. So there you have it, the report for 115, and there you have it. If you load this up, see, so it has updated all of these details for us. And this is a very great system if you and your team always have like meetings every morning. Oh, okay, so what we didn't do was add a filter here. What we didn't do was set up a filter here, because we only want to receive yesterday's. The problem now is that it has created 4 images, so we only want it to create yesterday's report. So we only want this to only be equal. It will only run if that is equal to 1. Okay, 1, sorry, if that is equal to 1. So we save this. That's why we got all of this. That's why we got all of this. It's not supposed to send us all of this. So this is the filter that is going to make it send us only yesterday's. So if I run this through again, you see, it's only sending 1 here. You see, it only ends up sending you 1. So you see, this is the report for yesterday, as you can see. As you can see, only sends 1, and that's the report for yesterday. So, and that means that this system works perfectly. So this is going to be perfect if you and your team always have like morning meetings to talk about how business was the day before, how you can improve what the report was saying. It's good to have a dashboard like this that you and your team can be looking at while you're making these references. I really hope you loved this, and if you do, make sure you subscribe to my channel, and also drop a comment on the kind of system that you want me to create next. You might just get a free one, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.